A very good morning to everyone assembled here. I have the privilege of taking you through Campus to Career on Medicine. We at Sherwood has a unique way of delivering quality education, which goes beyond classroom teaching and provide our student with non-conventional platform that help us inculcate and nurture them. My name is Rashmi Singh. I'm French language and culture teacher, and I will be moderating the event. Before we begin, a little bit of housekeeping is required. If you have any questions during the presentation, please share with us on the feedback form. We have prepared all the questions relevant for today's topic, which we will cover all your queries. To keep the quality of sound functional during the meeting, please mute yourself. We take immense pride in sharing with you this unique platform through which insight and information is shared by Sherwood Convent alumni, subject matter expert, and thought leaders. We welcome our very much loved alumni for the morning, Dr. Mahima Nautiyal. She's working with NGO Himjagriti. Hi, Mahima.
Hi, ma'am.
Dr. Surya Pratap Chauhan, MBBS, and preparing for his post-graduation. Hello, Dr. Surya.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, fine myself.
Dr. Nidhi Raghav, working at SMC Ghaziabad and pursuing her PG. Hi, Dr. Nidhi.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning to all. And Dr. Muskan Bed, she's a dental doctor with Government Hospital in Chandigarh. Hello, Dr. Muskan. How are you?
Hello, ma'am. Good morning. I'm good, ma'am.
I would ask our presenters to introduce themselves. We will start with Dr. Mahima Nautiyal.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's really glad to look at everyone after so many years. I'm Dr. Mahima Nautiyal from Himalayan Institute of Medical Sciences in Dehradun. I'm currently preparing for my postgraduate exams and I'm working for an NGO, Himjagriti, providing free counseling services to people around for COVID. I was in Sherwood from 9th standard to 12th, and wherever I am now, it's because of Sherwood, my choosing of the profession and the way I've been able to go through everything. It's all because of Sherwood and the teachers and the friends I've made there.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mahima. We go on to Dr. Surya.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. And as Mahima said, it's so glad to see everyone back here again. And I did my MBBS from KMC Mangalore. It's a Manipal University. And I started Sherwood in 6th grade till 12th grade. I did in Sherwood only. And I'm really glad that I did my schooling from Sherwood because it really taught me wonderful things. And similarly, I'm also, whatever I am today is because of Sherwood itself.
Thank you. Now we go to Dr. Nidhi.
Hi, good morning, everybody. And this is actually a privilege to see everybody, especially Principal Ma'am, after so many years, I would say. And I have been like a part of Sherwood family from LKG. And so I would say I was born and brought up there. And though I left the school in 10th, but it has been a part of me forever because the child, since the time it is born to the time when he or she learns everything, is where my family is. So Sherwood is something which taught me everything. Whatever I am today, it's because of Sherwood only. The small bits and pieces, everything they encarved in me, it's because of them. And so today I am pursuing PG ophthalmology. And because it was my dream to be a surgeon somehow, and also have to manage things everywhere. So that's why I chose ophthalmology as my branch, and I did my MBBS from CMC Bhopal. So yes, here I am in front of everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We go on to Dr. Muskan.
Before I begin, the background is a filter to make me look like a professional, and I'm actually at home. So, a very good morning, our respected principal ma'am, and my dearest teachers who I miss with all my heart. And extended wishes to the panelists, my seniors, and all those enthusiastic juniors of mine watching me this. And I hope some of you can recognize me. I'm Muskan Baid, doctor now, and I'm from batch 2016, and I'm a dental surgeon interning at a government hospital in Chandigarh. Well, I joined this prestigious school, that is Sherwood Convent, in 2012, and I was part of it for 4 years, and I cherish these years in my life. And like my seniors have mentioned, I cannot go beyond without thanking the school for what they've done for me. And I did want to personally come and meet my mentors, especially Principal Ma'am. Had not imagined that this pandemic would bring us together. So I wish my Sherwood family for having me here. Looking forward to it.
Thank you so much, doctors. Thank you so much for such a beautiful introduction. We ourselves, we have gone back to our Sherwood School where we are taking virtual classes here. But yes, always Sherwood's building, Sherwood's classrooms, they always are in our mind. So with that, I would like to take this opportunity to invite our principal, ma'am. Under your leadership and guidance, we achieve levels of glory. Ma'am, your energy, enthusiasm, and focus on learning has made our school achieve greater excellence. It's a matter of great pleasure and honor for me to welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Rashmi, and thank you all who are present here. Good morning, everyone. Teachers and students, join me to welcome our ex-students, Nidhi, Surya, Mahima, and Muskan. I'm very delighted to see you all and very overwhelmed with the way all the alumni of Sherwood have responded to their teachers and sent their testimonials immediately. It's a great thing you all have done. And I'm sure your juniors will be very happy to see you and would be motivated and inspired by your hard work and dedication towards your studies and your career. Now, though I want to speak more and spend more time with you, but I will not hold on to this meeting right now. We'll come back later and we'll let Rashmi ma'am take over. All the best, everyone, for a great session.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving your valuable insight. Now I will invite our HM ma'am, Mrs. Reena Dhawan. Ma'am is one who gives direction and guidance to every student and teacher. She has been our guiding light. And ma'am silently and effortlessly manages mammoth tasks so easily. All of us look up to you, ma'am. I welcome you.
Morning, everyone. You don't know me, the panelists, everybody else knows me, but we have a common connect. And our common connect is your alma mater, which you must be all very, very proud of. And like one of you said, pandemic has brought us together, and I'm really grateful for connecting with you people. So in a way, we can thank pandemic for these little mercies. And one thing I want to say is that stay connected with your alma mater. Form a group, stay connected between all of you. I'm sure a time will come when you'll be able to help each other in many ways. Stay connected with your school, and that's the best tribute to your school and your alma mater. Thank you. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving your valuable insight. And now let's get started. I will not take much of time for starting the conversation with our panel speaker into the insightful and interactive session on campus to career on medicine. So as our aspirants, our students, they all are waiting for a lot of answers. I will ask my, my doctors to be very, very comfortable with me, as I'm also a teacher you have never ever met. But yes, being a part of Sherwood, we every time, first of all, feel that we comfort our students, we comfort our guests. So here we get started with the conversation. It is not a question and answer round. We will just have a panel conversation. So my first question goes to Nidhi. Dr. Nidhi, I want to know one thing, that is, how did you manage your time between academics and extracurricular? Since you were actively involved in many activities, I have got to know.
Yes, ma'am. I was, and today I would say I'm very happy that I was a part of all those extracurriculars during my school time. From the very beginning, I was not one person who would just study, 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 because I would get bored of doing one thing at a stretch. So what I would do is I would study and I would do whatever I could do along with it. And once I go out play, I would participate in debates and everything. I would feel fresh. And after achieving something there, when I get back to studies, I would feel even more confident about myself, and then I would study even more. I remember when I was in school. So at that time, today Sherwood is at a very, very good level. At that time, we were growing. And I have seen Sherwood growing in front of my eyes. And for that time, I used to be in the class, and I remember Principal Ma'am used to send a person that called Nidhi from this class. And it was such a proud moment for me that everybody would be sitting and Nidhi would be called, and then I would be going there. And Ma'am used to, that was the first time when Ma'am taught me how to go for debates and everything. And that time I didn't know anything, but then she taught me. And then there was Shobna Murli Ma'am. I remember she used to teach me everything from bits and pieces to everything. We used to participate in inter-school competitions and everything. And thankfully, the first time I had this huge stage fear, but we won in that. And that was something very, very big for me. So from that small level, I came up to this level. It was because of that. And I would tell you that everybody should be involved in the extracurriculars, because somewhere or the other, it helps us to grow as an individual. Because studies itself doesn't give you the whole confidence. You can study, you can give the exam, you can score well. But at the end, you have to come up in the world. You have to face the people. And there, what the confidence and the public speaking skills and everything comes into the play. So if you want to grow, like I've not grown that much yet, but that's what I feel, that if I want to grow somewhere ahead in life even more, then I have to have everything balanced in my life. And that's what Sherwood taught me.
Thank you. Dr. Muskan, since you had both maths and biology along with physics and chemistry, oh, it looks very loaded. How did you manage all these important subjects simultaneously?
Well, ma'am, I wouldn't sugarcoat it for you, but it was obviously very difficult to juggle between the medical subjects and maths together. Chemistry and physics always came in a package with them. So on one hand, I had to go through the zoology and botany for medical entrance, and on the other hand, I had to push myself into solving differentials in mathematics. The strategic shift in both the subjects is huge, and then you would think, then why did I choose maths? Well, honestly, besides becoming a doctor, I had a plan B, that was to become a pilot in the Indian Air Force, which needs PCM for you to qualify for it. But up until the end, I thought I would get taller and eventually be eligible for it. But well, my genes played against me. So, though I scored well in 12th, but I couldn't pursue after it. So, yes, the biggest advantage of choosing PCMB in 11th and 12th is to all those curious minds who, by the end of 10th, are not clear whether to choose PCB or PCM. The combination of PCMB opens much more options to you after 12th. It would range from engineering to medicine to BSc. And if you like biology and maths, then engineering and biotechnology is an option for you. And it's basically up to you. There's no demarcation between right and wrong. It's for you to choose that you want maths with biology or not. If it's manageable, you should go for it.
So nice answer. I was about to ask you the next question where you have answered my question, where I wanted to say, do you suggest students to go for PCMB? And rightly said, Muskan, you know why you have got into a profession. First, your parents gave you a beautiful name, Muskan. And you are in a profession where, you know, you give
I'm
smiles.
creating Muskans.
Yes, you're giving smiles to people. So you're at the right place, I will say. You're absolutely at the right place, and keep doing this noble job.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It means a lot.
Thank you. So we go on to Dr. Mahima. Dr. Maima, on the lighter side, as Muskan has put that smile on my face, on the lighter side, I want to ask you, some students who have become, who wants to become doctor, have a phobia, and the phobias of dissection. Well, I have one, a big one, and I was always a humanities student. That's why. So, do all medical students have this dissection? They have to do it in their career, in their medical time.
Definitely, ma'am. It comes under anatomy, which we have as a subject in the first year. And at the very first day you go in, I think within the first week, you have to go into the dissection hall and start on the cadavers. And it's not an irrational fear. People who come into medicine also have it. I remember the first day we went, the smell of the dissect, the formalin smell, it's very pungent, and to look at all those greasy bodies, it's disgusting for everyone. But the teachers ease you into it. I mean, it's not like you go in and you suddenly have to start cutting. You've eased into it, and you see your peers. There are multiple people on one table, so you look at your peers, you look at your teachers, and you gradually slide into the comfort zone. It's not a one-day thing. I mean, it takes a lot of time, but it's fun. It eventually ends up being fun. And as you gain the passion for the profession and the subject, it's one of the most difficult subjects in first year, one of the most feared subjects in first year, but you end up enjoying it.
Well, I should say that doctors are very strong heart species to go ahead with. All right, so there's a panel question, and I want all my speakers to answer this, and where I say, what inspired you to choose medicine as a career?
Ma'am, I honestly was not very sure of becoming a doctor up till 10th standard. I wanted to be a lawyer. I had 2-3 other options in mind. But I remember we had a biology teacher when I was in 10th, Dr. Monica Jastotia, and Mrs. Monica Jastotia. And she was with us through 11th and 12th also. And 10th is the time when we start to learn about human physiology in bio. And she made the subject so fun for me that when I had to choose my subjects for 11th and 12th, it wasn't really an option. I mean, I had to learn, and I had to learn under her. So it was my love for the subject which pushed me in the direction of medicine. Initially,
inspiring. At times, parents, teachers, some or other source God sends to be the inspirations. Yes, Dr. Surya, what will you say on that? What inspired you to choose medicine as a career?
Ma'am, I had other plans. My first choice was not to be a doctor in the beginning, but as Mahima said, teachers inspired us, and I landed up in biology because of my love for biology, obviously botany and zoology. I really enjoyed that more than physics, chemistry, and maths. That I will not lie about. And it's a noble profession. Like you get the status. It's obviously lucrative, but it's a noble profession, and you get to help people. And once you see a person who comes to you with the disease, and then he goes out and then he thanks you with the joined hands, and then he says that you saved my life, that like you feel that it's worth it. So that's the reason I chose medicine.
Very good, very nice. I also got very emotional. I've come from a background with medicals. My mother, my sister, they're doctors, so I get to see and hear this every day. All right,
This is what we live for, man.
Yes, yes. So what will you say on this, Nidhi? How did you choose medicine as a career?
Yeah.
You decided it
I think so it's the same, I guess I would say, because initially you don't know where you'll end up with, but interests keep on developing. So when I was in school, I would surely mention Monica ma'am, because I remember she would such an amazing teacher that she would make sure that you have an interest in the subject. Okay, zoology was one subject I always loved, but botany was something I never liked. But she made sure that she would portray the things so beautifully. The person would want to learn. She would make us write so beautiful notes and everything. So it had a beautiful interest in me. And the second part was I always had this thing of helping people out. And so my parents were very fed up of the fact that I would leave my work and I would help people. So my mother would be like, तुम क्या करोगी जिंदगी में, यही करती रहोगी, लोगों का ही करती रहोगी and everything. So then I came up to this thing that there is no other profession where I can work for the people and earn along with it. So here, both of my things are getting completed. That I am helping people out. I can do anything. Like I can ask them for the money also if they're good enough. If I want to work them as a freelancer and just do camps for them, I can do that also. So I have a very wide range of helping people out. So it gives me a sense of satisfaction within, and that's what made me choose it.
Oh, we value your insightful answer you gave, Nidhi. Well, I wanted to ask the same to Muskan, but before Dr. Muskan could have given us this answer, I only said, Doctor, you are in the right field. So going ahead and getting into our feet forward, one step forward, that is preparation towards medicine. How do we prepare? So today our panelists will give our answers to our question. This first question, and a very, very inquisitive way, I will ask that please enlighten our students. Dr. Surya, this is for you, that please enlighten our students about the common entrance exam for medicine stream.
The common entrance exam is NEET, as we all know, national entrance for eligibility test. And before I think 2017, there were separate tests for each university, and it was AIPMT. But now the system has all changed. It's NEET and NEET only, and then AIMS has a different exam. So mostly there are only these two exams, and you have to prepare with the physics, chemistry, and biology. You have to have I think minimum 50 or 60%. That's not a problem. But all these
yes, please.
Yeah, and all these minute details, I think all these students know. But the most important thing is that there's no college in medical which gives a seat on the basis of 12th grade marks. So while you're preparing for the board exams, you have to focus on MCQs, because NEET is totally MCQ based, and you cannot just focus on board exams. You have to focus on the MCQ part also, because otherwise you will have to take a drop year like I did, and it's hard. The drop year is hard, and you have to study a lot from various like different approach. So it's better if you start studying for that from now only. Now 12th exams are cancelled, so that's a great thing. So now, and NEET exam is also delayed because of COVID this time, and students who can like who have not even started can still get a seat. There's like four months. 4 months, you can change the world in 4 months. If you start studying day and night, you can crack NEET in your first try.
So I'm coming to another question for you, and what I want to know is, what was your strategy to crack the medical entrance?
There's no strategy. You have to just study. You have to study 12 hours, because there's a old saying you do not see what you don't know. So we live in Gurgaon. We don't see the competition from all over India. There's so many students. When we gave the exam, we were like some 8 lakh or 10 lakh students all over India. Now it has increased to 15 lakhs. Competition is increasing day by day. So you have to prepare according to that. You have to have that mental image of the competition, because if you keep thinking like mera friend ke to itne marks aaye, mere usse zyada aa gaye, so you're not in that competition. You have to focus on the big picture, and you have and I went to Kota, Rajasthan for coaching after 12th grade, and there I saw like a ocean of students. Ocean. Everyone wants to be a doctor, and a teacher there said that it's physics who prevents people from being a doctor, because everyone can do biology and chemistry. So you should focus more on physics and MCQs related to physics.
So I'll come back to you on the coaching session also, because yes, that is also one of the questions that our aspirants, our students will like to know. But before coming back to you on this question, I would like to ask Muskan, how did you decide upon choosing BDS over MBBS, Muskan? What didn't, and I also know that you didn't drop a year, which generally is in a norm amongst medical student, as even Surya has just said. So what made you decide on BDS over MBBS?
So why BDS is the favorite question as dental surgeons are asked. So obviously, most of us preparing for the medical entrance have MBBS as a priority, BDS being either the second or no option at all. But I was happy with both. And moreover, like Dr. Surya said, drop to drop, it takes a lot of will. And I did not have that. And you really need to burn the midnight oil for getting into admission into an MBBS college after dropping. And anyway, my 11th and 12th had been hectic. I would struggle to make both ends meet. After school, I would go to a CAS institute for my medical coaching, and about 2 to 3 times a week, I would attend my maths tuition. It was all really torturous to even think about going back to the same schedule for another drop year. And yes, I believe that to drop in here, along with dedication, you need the courage to do it, to put in all the effort. But yes, it's worth the risk. And so, yes, I got a government seat for BDS. So I chose it over a private MBBS seat I was getting. I was more than happy being a doctor either ways. And also, before I end this question, dentistry is not only about studying about your 32 teeth for 5 years. 3 out of 5 years, even we study about the human body. So even I am a medical graduate that ways, a doctor that ways, and we just specialize in the oral and facial region.
Thank you so much. It's such an insightful answer that you gave us. This is a panel question, and we want to know that what are the other options in medical field other than MBBS or BDS? Anybody can take it first.
Ma'am, first of all, we need to realize that life isn't two-dimensional, and BDS and MBBS are not the only two options in the medical stream after school. The world has progressed so much that anything and everything that you're passionate about has a career option related to it. So if you say that you like reading about or knowing about the human mind, you have psychology for it. If you want to totally change your stream after medical and go into fashion, you have colleges like NIFT, and or you can get into BBA. And of course, if you wish to continue in medical, there are BSc courses, and there are a lot of variety of BSc courses available, ranging from basic sciences to chemistry, zoology. You have pharmacy, which is also an option. Homeopathy, Ayurveda, and veterinary are among one of the few that are upcoming. So this is the list that I have.
Very good. Thank you. Our children, our students will really get benefited out of it.
I would like to add to the list of the career options. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, we are able to hear you.
Ma'am, I would like to add to the list of career options. Like Muskan said, veterinary, there's a course in Bachelor of Veterinary Sciences. These students, they can join defense forces, and army contingents, they have like the army horses and the canine unit of the dogs and all. The training and the treatment of those animals is done by the veterinary sciences people, and it's a lucrative field, and it's there's not much competition in that, because it's like a hidden job. Most people don't know about that. So people can opt for that. There's B Pharma. People can pick up that. It's not just bipolar, black and white, MBBS and BDS. There are many other fields in if you take biology or medical in 12th grade.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, even I would like to add something.
Yes, doctor.
We have a lot of medical courses and a lot of options there. We also have paramedical in the hospitals. I think all of us would agree that even the nursing courses and there are courses for BPT and the instruments we use in the hospital, and all the doctors depend heavily on that. I mean, I don't think that a ward can survive without a doctor in it for some time, but without nurses, the entire hospital infrastructure would collapse. So and especially in the COVID times, I mean, doctors go for COVID duty for 6 to 8 hours. The nurses are there throughout, and a very respectable job they do. So people can also opt for that if they're really into patient care.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Such perfect answers we are getting, and our children are getting benefited with all what all the suggestions and all the advices and the kind of answers that our panel is showing us. Now, apart from this, we also go on to the monetary value. That is very, very important when it comes to courses, and especially when we talk about the medical courses. So I also want to know that it is related to the monetary aspect of such profession course. Could you tell us what is the approximate expense if you do medicines in India?
Ma'am, if I could answer that.
Yes,
ma'am, it would depend on whether you're doing it from a government college or a private college. Government colleges are, of course, affordable for most of the population, and the private colleges are slightly expensive. I mean, they go for up to 30 to 40 lakhs for the entire 5-year duration. But even in that, there are options. The colleges and the institution, they help you. You can either go for the student loan from the various banks, but otherwise, for example, if you come in our hospital, we have this option that they would waive your fee for the 5 years in return for a 3-year bond. I mean, you have to work for them in a rural area for 3 years after your MBBS, and they would not take any fees for the first 5 years. So people who have monetary constraints can go for these options as well. And working in rural areas is a great experience. You get a lot of independent work experience working there. So it's not a loss. I don't think so.
So, Dr. Mahima, what you answered just now, is it that the aspirants or the students who qualify for your college, they get to know this beforehand, or once they join, then they get to understand that the fee can be waived off if they sign a bond?
Mostly these discussions happen during the counseling, which occurs after NEET. So if they come and attend our counseling, they're told about the options. Okay. And I think almost all government colleges have that bond as well.
Okay, all right. Anyone else who would like to answer my question?
Ma'am, it's almost similar to what, sorry to interrupt. It's almost similar to what Dr. Mahima said. And also there are state-wise, the fees may differ. Like for Punjab, the fees may be a little higher than what is in Himachal and so on. So the state-wise variation may be there in India. So, and yeah, Mahima, we mentioned about the student loans, and they are more affordable than if your parents take the same loan, because the rate of interest on the student loans is lower than what our parents would get the loan at. So that's also beneficial.
That's very good. Dr. Surya, you were saying something?
Yes, ma'am. There are many colleges who have collaborations with banks, and almost every college has some collaboration with some sort of bank from which you can apply for a student loan. And like Muskan said, you get the loan at a lower interest rate. And many colleges have scholarships and freeships also. It's based on your NEET rank. Like in my college, if you get a NEET rank in the 1,000 range, from first rank to the 1,000, you get a complete free ship. And then there is a Kalam Pai scholarship for students who have like whose parents' income yearly income is less than 10 lakh per year. So they have a 50% fee waiver. And there are, like Mahima said, there are many colleges who have this rural service bond, and then they waive off your entire fees. So colleges, government colleges obviously are more affordable. They have fees in even less than 1 lakh per year, less than 1 lakh per year. Most of the government colleges have, but private colleges are obviously going to be more costlier. But there are loan options and there are scholarship options, and that gives you the scholarships options give you all the more reason to study harder and get a good rank.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Surya, I'm coming back to you on the private coaching. As you know, we left that question there, and you were talking about some coaching institutes. So I want to know that, would you recommend a private coaching for our aspirant? And again, I'm coming to the monetary aspect to it, that how much should one invest for medical exams?
Yes, ma'am. As I said before, I went to Kota, Rajasthan. It's like a coaching hub in India, and many students go to Rajasthan. But I think due to COVID, the institute's name is Ellen Coaching, and it's like there's Akash and Career Point, and there are many coaching institutes now. But because of COVID, I think everything is online now, online classes and everything, and test series and everything is online right now. So you have to join a coaching institute at least for the test series, because you should know where you stand. If you study everything and then you don't practice that, and you will not be able to secure as much if you were practicing before. So the test series allows you to know where you stand, and it gives you a real-time rank also. So the rank, you will know like where you stand in the whole of the nation. Obviously,
yeah, what is the investment like? How much
ma'am,
does the coaching cost?
it's around 1 lakh, but it's in installments. And the coaching also depends if you start from 11th grade or if you start from 12th. I did my coaching after 12th grade. So it all depends, but it's around 1 to 1.2 lakhs, max to max.
Thank you. So, Dr. Nidhi, can you recommend any top 2 or 3 coaching institutes in India?
Yeah, I want to tell you that I have also done my coaching from Ellen Kota. And while I was in 11th and 12th, I also did my coaching with Akash. So I had both the experiences, but it is very difficult to manage schooling with the coaching together. That's what I felt, because after like doing your schooling like 2:33, you're getting over with it, and then you have your coaching institutes, their courses running somewhere else, your schooling is going somewhere else. So and at the end, when you have like tests and everything, it gets very difficult. For me, it was very difficult. So then I chose to take a drop, and I got to know about Kota. And Dr. Surya is very right. That place is an ocean for doctors. Everybody wants to be a doctor. And when you were just enclosed in your house, you just know that you are the one who wants to be a doctor. Practically, my family doesn't have so many doctors in it. So I was like, I'm the one who's going to be a doctor. But then when I went there, that was a reality check to me. When every person, people are there, ma'am, 5 to 10 years. They are just there, just giving the test again and again because they just could not get through AIIMS. Surya must relate to that, but that was so true. And then I would tell you this thing to all the students out here. There are 2 kinds of people, students. See, if you are one person who can study and who gets pumped up by seeing others, then you should go to such institutes because it helps you out. Like I was one person who would study even more when I would see that the other person is doing this, then why can't I do that? And if you are one person who wants to study apne aap mein and you doesn't believe in other one and you get depressed seeing others, then I would say this is not a place for you. Rather than now you have amazing options of online studies, online test series, everything there. it is there. You give online tests and you have your own evaluation at the end. So decide in your mind what pumps you up. That is more important. So I also, for my PG preparation, I would say I went to Gautam Nagar because when I was home or when I was with the coaching and when I was in the college, so I would not get that pump properly. But in Gautam Nagar, again, it is a hub for the PG people. Everybody wants to go there and everybody wants to prep all over India. People from abroad, everybody is living there and studies. They have libraries running 24/7 all the time. So I used to study even more. I would stretch my hours, 2 hours more seeing them. So this is very important. So LN, Akash, everything is good. Aisa kuch bhi nahi. You can even go for the slightest, smallest of the coaching institute, which have less fees. What matters is what content you have, how many questions you are preparing. You should have a test series to be taken like after every week, I would say. Every Sunday, you should prepare your day. And we were told that you should have the test series on the timings of the tests, like the actual test that you have, so that your body sets that way. So that's how it is.
So overall, what I have concluded is this way that yes, first of all, the seriousness comes because you get an environment to
study.
to practice, to study, to prepare. Yes, that is very, very important. Okay. So with this, Dr. Mahima, I want to know this international MBBS is going very much in fashion nowadays. It's like a lot of students who don't get through the in Indian medical entrance like NEET, they have an easy option of going for these international MBBS, which has been offered by China, Ukraine, Russia. So what's your view on Indian versus international MBBS?
Even I was looking through these options when I was in 12th, and I went to a lot of doctors. Anywhere I would find a doctor, I would ask them, what do you think? Should I go for a foreign MBBS? But I always feel doing it in your own country is much better. And even compared to the countries you mentioned, India's MBBS is much, much better. And the entrance exams are that tough because what you go through in medical school, I mean, this preparation is supposed to prepare you for that. The harder you work here, the better you will be able to perform in your medical school. So it's always better to take a year off if it doesn't happen in the first year, but do it in your own country. And we're going it into medicine with the mindset of helping people. So why not help people around you? Why not work for your own country? So I would always support Indian MBBS. It's the best. It's in no way less than any other country.
Yeah, even to my understanding, as I'm not from a medical background, so there is this board called MCI, that is the Medical Council of Medical Council Association. It is very, very difficult to crack the examination after you do your MBBS from these foreign university. You don't get the registration number. It becomes very difficult. Students after doing the MBBS from these country, they keep on trying, and they don't get the registration. So is it true?
I'm not really aware of that, ma'am, but it's not. I know people who've done their MBBS in foreign countries and have come up here. They just have to appear for the exam. It all comes through the exam. The registration process may be difficult, but then that is not based on your academic knowledge. That is just the process or the system which causes a delay for them. But doing MBBS outside and then coming to do PG here, they just have to crack the exam the same as we do.
Fine.
Would like to add on this.
Yes.
So yeah, when I was in Gautam Nagar, I then got to know what it is all about. So basically, all these people who've studied in Russia, Ukraine, or any other place like that, so they have to give this exam MCI, and after that, you get certified here. But the thing is, the level of studies that we have in India is very much different from what they have there. Okay, so, and also you see their country, their diseases, their way of dealing with the patients is very different from what we are dealing here, right? We are a developing country and their thing are a bit different. So once they come, and also that is a fact, I knowing so many people from that background, so I know that we are forced to study because our colleges in India, be it private or government both, we are forced to study, and at the end, whatever it is, everybody studies. But there, what it is, very few portion of people study that willingly there. So then it's get difficult for them to crack this exam. I have seen the exam also. It is not that difficult at all. If by any chances, if because of the financial constraints or something, you're finding it difficult here, and if you find that option better, you can go there, no problem at all. But then you make sure that you pay attention to the studies there. You study with the same zeal that you were supposed to study here. And once you study with that zeal there, and you get the people clear that exam in one go also. A lot of people don't clear it because they don't study there. It's just that the paper is so easy. Like the people who are giving NEET exam here, they would find it, my God, if I would have given the paper, I would have cracked it so nicely and I would have topped it. It was that easy. It's just that we need to study nicely and you will be able to crack it. And uske baad also you can come here, you can do your internship in the government colleges in India. And so you will have it 1 year to learn the Indian dealings and everything. And at the end, you will get through it. So
Thank
it's
you.
not a bad option at all, but a priority should be an Indian medical college. And by any chance, if it is very difficult to get in here and it is a desperate need of you or a wish to you, then you should go there.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Nidhi. Your outlook is amazing because yes, those who are not able to get through the Indian medical colleges, they have a plan B also. Yeah.
Right.
So coming back to Muskan, Dr. Muskan, could you throw some lights on campus placement in medical field? Do we have something like it?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, there are no campus placements. It would have made our jobs really easy, but there's no such thing for us. But time to time, hospitals do release notices that they want dental residents or medical residents or full-term employees. Though it is always advisable to first pursue your postgrad, it will just give you a surety of you doing well in the long run. Postgraduates are anyway preferred over a graduate, so that also improves your CV value. And moreover, an advantage with dentistry is that you're independently qualified to open a clinic and earn well for yourself. And
Yeah.
so
Yes,
so if nothing else, that is the best thing one could do. Obviously, everything takes time for it to establish, but you will get there if you really work hard for it. And also one more thing, that for the dental surgeons going abroad after graduation and post graduation, for example, if people want to go and stay there and work as well, like people going to Canada or people going to USA after graduation, who want to pursue postgrad there or who want to work there, have a very bright future, because the dental field there is much more advanced than what it is in India. So yes, that is also a good option for dental surgeons.
That's very nice. So, as Muskan is talking about post graduation, so we come to Nidhi. Nidhi, you are pursuing PG right now. So,
Yes,
students are generally in dilemma that what can I do after MBBS? So, if you if you I will not get into PG. What else that you can do if not PG after MBBS?
So these students must be aware of it. I'm damn sure about that, because the thing is, you get through the NEET exam, the NEET PG exam, and then you have PG as the main thing that we have. The other option that we have is we can even go for diplomas. So diplomas, and usse pehle also we have one more thing, and that is DNB. People are not very sure. They were not sure of the fact that DNB is comparable to that, but now it is. I would say it is almost equal to that. So if you get into a DNB also, it is not at all a bad deal. So you can go for DNB, you can go for diplomas, and you can come. Then obviously you have all these things also. And a lot of people, they just don't continue it further because they are happy with what they have, and then they go into hospital management and everything. That is also a part of it. So the life doesn't end here. Even after being an MBBS doctor, you are capable enough to earn for yourself. You can grow as an individual and do amazing things for your family. So if we have come up and if you have worked so hard, it is totally worth it. It is totally worth it.
So, since medicine has a wide spectrum of specialization, how does one decide on a particular area of specialization in PG?
So I would say nobody will know this beforehand. Like I did not know when I got into MBBS that what I would be. From the year one, you get into a lot of subjects. Every year you're introduced to 2, 3 subjects, 3, 4 subjects. And by the end of it, when you have 19 subjects in total, you know that what is that area where you are more interested in. So over the time of 4.5 years, and after doing that internship for 1 year, you have that mindset that this is what makes me happy. There are some people, like in me, it was always there. I wanted to be a surgeon somehow. If not a proper surgeon, I had to be a surgeon somehow. If for me, it was like I wanted to be a surgeon, but also I had to manage other things also, because being a girl, it becomes very difficult to manage everything. You have family, you have everything to deal with. So every point should be kept in mind. And then you see, because at that point of time, you might choose that I like this. But then you have to think what is best for you in the future. So if I feel I wanted to be a surgeon, okay, I've chosen a branch called ophthalmology. It is one of the beautiful branches, I would say. I get to cure a lot of people. Cataract is one person, the leading cause of blindness in India. So I am getting to do that. Also, I have time for my family. Also, till 5, I have my duties, and after 5, I can give my time to the families. So that's how you decide your interest.
Thank you. Doctors are superheroes. Uh, you get some extra power from somewhere. I for sure say that. So coming to a lighter side, Mahima, I don't know why I'm asking the lightest question to you, and this is that may I ask you, what about what is the life in the campus hostel? What kind of life do you see there?
Everyone would start reminiscing about their hostel days. It's a wonderful life, ma'am. It's a change from the pampered and the sheltered environment of home. So I think the first month I went there, it was all about you have to, actually go to a mess to eat food. You have to wash your own clothes. You have to make your own bed. You have to clean your own room. But then everybody around you is doing it, and it becomes a group event, and there are late night chats, and you're making food for yourself at 2 o'clock in the night because you've been either studying or talking with your friends, and you have the freshers party. And I mean, it's a wonderful life. It's a wonderful environment to be in. It was such a huge jerk to come back home after my MBBS and settle into a homely environment. It was wonderful. I loved my college and my hostel life.
Yeah, so I think it makes you more independent. It makes
Definitely
you
does.
it enhances your personality. You are ready to face any challenges that comes your way, and I could see the same reading, same face, smiles on everybody's face. Everybody, I think, went back to their hostel life and that campus. Yeah, so it's beautiful. So, well, talking about campus, I will give a panel question, and I want all of you to answer that. If you get a chance to come back to your Sherwood Convent School, okay, what is that one thing that you would like to change that you did not do that time? So let's come back further. There should be a flash back. Let's come back from campus life to the school life now.
Participate in more debate competitions. I think the thing I've missed the most about Sherwood is getting to go up on a stage and speak. I mean, I did that in my college, but not as much. So if I get to go back, I'm just going to stand on the stage and probably take a mic and participate in as many debate competitions as I can.
Well, we'll be waiting for that, Mahima. And what about you, Dr. Nidhi?
Ma'am, I've been thinking about this question a lot, but I could not come up with anything, to be very true. Because I think I did everything with ho gaya tha. मैंने सब कुछ करा था, and my parents were fed up कि रुक जाओ, बस रुक जाओ. So I was like, I'm very happy. I had a very balanced thing with me, and I don't know, it was just there. I could not just sit. So I had to do things all the time. So I did it. And I'm very happy that I did everything because I have no regrets at all. And today I am very proud of all those things which I did.
Okay, and Dr. Surya, what will be that?
Ma'am, the same thing. I think I would have participated more in public speaking and getting, so that I can get a much better command over the language, because as a doctor you have to interact with patients, and you learn that through debates and through public speaking, and when you're articulate enough in your thoughts. So I think that I would like to change, because I always had that stage fright and that stage fear. So it always was kind of a phobia for me. Although I cleared that in college, because I participated more. You get a lot of opportunities like that in college, and but I would like to change that thing if I had to come back to school.
And yes, Muskan.
Even my answer would be in the same line, that I would want to overthink less and not doubt myself and my capabilities. Uh, Participating or speaking within Sherwood was like home. A day before, you would be told that you need to host the event or you need to come up with a speech. It was like home, and it was very natural to me to speak speak within school. But yeah, I always had that fear when I would go out of school for debate competitions. So yes, one thing is I would want to overthink less and believe more in myself. I mean, I'm better now, but going back to school, I would want to do that less.
So nice. I also have a lot of such plans to go back to school and do what I have not done. But my list is never ending, because maybe I'm not like that good a participator or into events and other scholars. All right, so let's come back to one more question. And this is of your day-to-day life now. You people are doing wonderful job, very noble job in this pandemic time and otherwise also. What challenges do you face dealing with your patients with different temperament, different age groups?
This too, we all are seeing right now. And this is very sad to see that the profession that was considered so noble is no more considered that. People are just getting so aggressive these days, so aggressive. They think a doctor is a god and he or she just has a magic wand in his hand and they would just remove all these illnesses and everything. There are so many factors which the general public should get to know, and they should be at least taught about that a doctor is also human. We are also among everybody out here. We can also do every bit. We are taught this thing only, that our first thing is we have to do from first point to the last point whatever we can do for the patient. But when the patient's attendance gets so aggressive, it gets very, very difficult. So many harassments, so many violences. It's very bad to see that. And that is something which the government needs to look into the matter and work upon it.
Okay. Anyone else would like to answer this question? Oh, because everybody is facing that challenge, I feel.
Yes, India still has a long way to go in this regards, because India is obviously a third world country, but the people need to learn that doctors cannot treat every disease, is not curable, and no matter how much money you have, there are some times then when you have to just accept. But people are not ready to accept. They do not bring the patients on time. They either like seek other alternative medicine, and then when they bring the patient on the verge of death, and then the patient dies, and then they blame the doctor, or they say that the doctor is greedy, then and then get aggressive. That's the challenge we have been facing the most, because we see patients from all age groups, and the younger age group, the more educated people are obviously more docile and easier to deal with. But even the older age group is much better. But there are obviously these incidents used to be some isolated sporadic incidents, but now they have become much more common. So that's the challenge we have to deal with, because we can deal with sleepless nights, we can deal with 24-hour 36-hour duties, but when you're doing a 24-hour duty and then you get slapped in the face in the morning, that's quite unbearable.
Ma'am, it's a fact that even the patients need to realize that what all goes into becoming a doctor. It is not just about though you're getting paid for your job, but you are mentally also involved in it, physically involved in it, and you're really getting turned in the entire process. So even the patients need to realize that the patients cannot be blaming for a car accident that they were in, or a critical state that they are in for having avoided their situation. So yeah, that needs to come into them, and that needs to be instilled in them. Maybe the government can do that.
I think, ma'am, it's a lot about the level of education, and awareness the population has. I mean, working for the NGO, we get calls and the patients ask the most basic questions. I mean, something which we would expect that ye to pata hi hona chahiye, and then they come to you with those questions, and you realize that the lower strata of the society knows nothing about COVID, or not. Even the doctors don't know as much, honestly, but the lower strata knows absolutely nothing. So they're very quick to believe all the quacks which come up and tell them things, and they're very quick to believe anybody who would say, that the doctors are responsible for it. So yes, the people, that we have to take steps to ensure that the doctors are protected from violence, but we also have to make sure that the public is educated, or made aware of all the things the doctors can or cannot do.
So I would like to sum up with a beautiful story which always comes in my mind, and that is the doctor's word, the last word, the doctor's word. There is this patient who is very sick, and she is into a psychological trauma where she used to watch. A climber next to the window, and the leaves were falling, and she used to tell her doctor that the day the last leaf falls, I'll die. So the last leaf never fell, and she lived through. What happened? The doctor actually climbed that fifth floor. She was on the fifth floor, and he painted a leaf there. And he painted the leaf. So the doctor said you will never die, because the last leaf will never fall. So I believe that the doctors were the doctors, what they are doing for us, that's not only apart from the noble, it works on our psychology. As a patient at that time, we are just dependent. You are our saviors. You look like gods to us. Yeah. So with all this, very, very emotional, very beautiful session we had, and we have covered all the aspects, all the questions for our medical aspirants. I asked my speakers, anything you want to cover before we wrap up today's session?
I would just like to thank you, ma'am, for the opportunity, for meeting everyone. I think Muskan was a very dear junior of mine while I was in school, and Surya and I were in the same batch. So it was really great looking and hearing all of you. I wish we would have met you, Dr. Nidhi. And looking at Principal Ma'am, I think she looks the same. As she did a couple years back, she looks the same. Has the same smile on her face. So it was a wonderful opportunity, and I'm really glad, and I'm really grateful to you for providing us. And if in any way we have helped the students of Sherwood, I would be blessed for that.
And for this, we had this in our mind, and we have a surprise for you, but we will just hold you on for a little bit more. Now, I would like to request Principal Ma'am to kindly give away the certificates of appreciation to our speakers.
Yes. So it was wonderful session, children. I mean, calling you children, sorry.
Ma'am, we'll always be your children.
Yes, ma'am.
It comes very naturally when I see you all. So really a great pleasure listening to you. And that's why we aptly call the webinar From Classroom to Career. And watching you all share your journey so far took me back to the days, when you would be in my office discussing plans for school programs and functions. I'm sure you all remember that. And it's really unfortunate, because of COVID, that the batch of class 11th last year, they're completely missed out on the experience. Now, I really hope it doesn't happen to yet another one. And I take this opportunity to congratulate you all, children, for being such great young doctors. You're in a very, very noble profession, no doubt about it. and we take pride in addressing you as doctors. So thank you all for being there and for helping us put this webinar together. I'm sure children would have learned a lot from you today and been inspired actually more than learning. They would be motivated and inspired by what they've heard from you. So with that, I come to presenting you the certificates for today's session. Thank you, Nidhi, for giving us your time.
Much.
And I present you with this e-certificate for your valuable inputs and guidance to your juniors.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so
Yeah,
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Surya. Thank you for giving us your time. I present this e-certificate to you for guiding your juniors. And then thank you, Mahima, for your time. I present this e-certificate to you for guiding your juniors on how to be focused towards the goal. Thank you, Muskan, for your time. I present the certificate to you for your valuable inputs to this webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much, ma'am.
It's a pleasure seeing you all.
Thank you so much.
It's really
Likewise,
overwhelming
ma'am.
to
Likewise.
see all of you today.
Yes,
Though
so
not
very
everybody is
shortly
visible,
that
but thank
surprise
you.
is going to come. Don't worry.
Okay.
So then I won't end this without congratulating all the teachers for planning and preparing for this session with all of you. Thank you, Rashmi ma'am, and all the teachers who are present here. I would just name them all. Meena Sharma ma'am, Monica Gupta ma'am, Anand ma'am, Neetu ma'am, Parul ma'am, Meeru ma'am, and Renu ma'am. And they've done a wonderful job on putting this webinar together. Thank you so much. So, and all the best to all of you young doctors for a great future. And maybe some other day again, we'll come back together if you give us time.
Surely, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
So over to you, Rashmi.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
So our speakers, we have a beautiful surprise for you all. First, I will request my speakers to open your camera into gallery mode. So if you are on a speaker mode, kindly get into the gallery mode. Thank you. Are we done on the gallery mode? Shall we start? Yes. So a teacher's purpose is not to create students in her image, but to develop students who create their image. So here we have a surprise for you. All your teachers who have taught you, they are there in front of you. Teachers, kindly open your cameras, please.
Oh,
My God. So good to see everyone.
Hello, ma'am.
hi,
It is so
ma'am.
overwhelming to see all of you.
Yes, you can leave a message. You can speak something for them. You are absolutely free to speak to them, and you can
Yes,
leave a
so you
message.
can see Bharat sir, Rajesh sir, Kalsna ma'am, Anand
Oh my
ma'am,
God.
everybody is there, Uma ma'am, Manju ma'am, Monica ma'am, they all are there.
It's bringing back so many memories. It's just too nostalgic. I might just cry.
I'm just looking
Nidhi,
at everyone's
anyone
faces
who
and
taught you?
taking it all in.
Yes.
Everybody
And
after like, I think 10 to 15 years is something, oh my God, I can't believe.
So that's the surprise. And yeah, I can see that emotion in your teachers, on your teachers' face. They all are so emotional at the moment to see you. You can leave a message for them, please. You can say anything. Yes, please.
Just want
would-
to thank each and every, I'm so sorry. I just want to thank each and every teacher whose photos and videos I can watch right now. And I'll forever be grateful to each and everyone for making me the person I am today. I'll just fall short of words to express my gratitude, but I'm seriously overwhelmed and I'm really grateful to them.
Thank you, Muskan.
I wish we could meet you all in person and thank you. And I can't tell you how grateful I am for whatever I am today. Whatever I am today, it's all because of you. Every subject, every teacher, you were not just teachers to me, you were family to me. And I really mean it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I mean, I can just be grateful, and I can just thank all of you for making us who we are. And I'm just glancing at everybody, and it's overwhelming to look at all of you. And I'm so grateful. Thank you all of you for being there and for making us who we are.
Dr. Surya, would you like to leave some message? You are
Yes, good.
Dr. Surya is muted.
We can't hear you, Surya.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, now we can.
It's so great to see everyone back, ma'am, and seeing everyone's faces is such an emotional moment right now. And it's been so long since I've seen everyone, and almost everyone looks the same bright faces. Almost everyone looks the same.
Yeah, so what you said, I will just add to it. Teachers never grow old because they stay
Yes,
with the students. So they are always beautiful and young. So
They
my
could
dear
have seemed to have aged a bit. You see, they are still the same.
Yes, yes. So, my dear speaker, your teachers are here to wish you all the best and success. And thank you for doing such a noble job to make them feel so proud of you. We will like to associate with you always as an alumni association. This is not the last or the first webinar. Please be associated with Sherwood Convent School, and times and again, we will reach out to you again. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, teachers. You can switch off the cameras now. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, thank you, Dr. Mahima, Dr. Surya, Dr. Nidhi, Dr. Muskan, and thank you everyone for attending today's webinar, Campus to Career Medicines. Once you leave today's webinar, you will receive a survey on the presentation, and we would appreciate if you would complete this and provide your feedback to us. You will also receive within 24 to 48 hours a link where you can view recording of today's webinar. On behalf of Sherwood Convent School, Sherwood family, and our presenter, thank you for joining us for today, and have a lovely, great weekend ahead. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, right.